episode 13 of Hooked on Ink Blobs. Today I have several things to show you, and I'm trying out a new camera setup, so bear with me for a little bit. I'm basically using two cameras right now, one with the better image and one with the better sound, because that camera over there, it has this high pitch noise when it records sound, so I thought I'd combine the two tracks and use the sound from the other one because it sounds better. I did a few tests with recording the sound on my phone, but it sounded a bit flat, like probably mono, and I didn't like that. So I'm just going to try it like this for a while. Okay, so let's get started. I have a few stash ups, and let me start with the oldest one. Back in May. Oh, I have to look at the right camera. Back in May, I ordered the rainbow yarn box from Peggy May Yarn, and it finally arrived. It took a while. I knew it was going to take a few months. It was a test for me to see if I'd like that. But I think waiting that long just makes me a little anxious. It's like, when does it come? So I don't know if that's for me, but I kicked it up because I was impatient. I will tell you more about the kicking up later. Or maybe now. Yeah, well, I kicked it up. It's a pastel-y kind of rainbow with glitter. I like it. It looks very... It has this salmon undertone, I guess. I went to wind it up. I tried to wind it on my yarn winder, and I basically murdered it dead because it kept on slipping, skipping, and any change in tension made the yarn go all the way. It actually went under the bobbin thing and got stuck in the gears. So I murdered it dead and asked my boyfriend to get rid of the body. He hasn't done that, but yeah. I ended up winding this by hand, which not something I would like to do a lot because it hurts my RA, but in case of emergency, it works. I researched the options of doing it by hand, and I found something called a knot spinner. Am I saying that right? Like a wooden stick which you use to wrap the yarn around. Well, lucky me, I had just ordered a wooden sticky thing, a nitty nutty, wood, handmade, hand turned, from Wales. I like it. It's cherry wood, and it comes apart fairly easily. Okay, it's a friction fit, so hang on. That's better. It's a friction fit, so it comes apart for easy storage. This part, however, is a wooden stick with an open end, and it works really well to wrap my yarn around. So this is part of my stash up, I guess. I like it because it's wood, and I like real wood. And I ordered some project bags because I saw on the Instagram account of Purple Lady Designs that she had these Halloween themed project bags. They're quite big. They're sweater sized, I guess. Sweater, cardigan sized. And I want to make a few sweaters, cardigans, jumpers, pullovers, jerseys, whatever for myself. So I needed it. I needed it because it's Halloweeny and I like Halloween themed things and it glows in the dark. So I couldn't help myself. I also needed this one. I mean, pumpkins. Totally Halloween. And you can see her label here. So, pumpkins with glow-in-the-dark faces. I mean, what else do you need? Well, science. This is a small one. It has a sock in it, which I will show in a little bit. I'm very, very happy with these, even though I haven't used them yet. And because she read I broke my toe, she added a stitch marker, right, this one. She added a stitch marker for me as an extra. And I also got a totally crumpled up because I put it in the sock bag. It's a card where you can take notes for your sock project. Oh, it doesn't really show too well. See, this is notes, but it got all crumpled up in my sock bag. Sorry. It was really nice to get the extra stitch marker. And I'll show you the project a little bit later on. And I have sort of more Stash Up. I am going to throw this into Stash Up because it adds to my stash or changes my stash. I had previously bought this Drops Flora yarn for my Nude Scamander scarf. And I wanted to over-dye this yellow color with a little bit more orange to get that heather look. So I bought dye. I bought quite some samples and I over-dyed the yellow. I don't know how well it shows. Maybe if I put it next to the yellow, but it does have orange in it. I think I have to do it again. Just an extra make it slightly more darker because I don't know if there's enough contrast in it right now. The other camera has turned blue. It's recovering. Anyway, I don't know if you can see the different shades of yellow orangey in here. But I might just do another session with a little bit darker yellow. I didn't want to go too dark straight away. You can always add more darkness to it. But as a first experiment, I really liked it. I also had a bunch of Drops Cotton Merino in a color that I don't think really suits me well. I don't know. It's a light icy blue. Let me get 2 of those. I don't know. I'm just not sure. I think it will work as a top with short sleeves, but not as a cardigan jumper. So maybe like well, not underwear because that's different. Definitely not as overwear, but I don't know because I do like the color help me, people, advise me. I've always been told to get blue because I have blue eyes and it matches my eye color so nicely, but I don't know if it matches my skin nicely. It might just make me a little bit too vampire-y pale. Anyway, I just had a 20-gram mini thingy that I knitted up in my Adi knitting machine, and I threw some dye at it to see how it would change. I think this is, yeah, right here is almost the original color, and I added pink here, pink and magenta, and I added yellow and orange on this side. This color green looks pretty cool. So this was just a test to see how it would look, and I thought that maybe I should just over dye the whole batch, but when I started thinking about it, it's a lot of work. I don't know if I want to be spending my energy on over dyeing almost okay yarn. It's not that I really dislike it, it's I just don't know what to do with it. So if anyone has an idea, or says, you know, that color looks great on you, tell me. If the color doesn't look great on me, you can also tell me. Maybe it will suit, it will fit a top, like this Gemini top, better than a cardigan that I put over it. I don't know. I think this color blue is better. It looks a little more blue on camera, I think. It's a bit grayish. This is Drops Baby Alpaca Silk, which I'm test wearing inside to see if it gets too hot. So far, not. Anyway, I dyed up more because I am a maniac when it comes to these things, and I just want to try it out. This looks great. So I basically tried all the colors I had in a specific order, and the order was alphabetical by brand name and then sorted by number. So I know exactly what order I used. This area had more yellow in it, but it kind of went orangey green, so I'm probably want to redo the yellow or the other lighter colors that disappeared. And there's a red, and I mean, this looks fabulous, all those colors. This is, I think, one skein of Drops Fable Natural, so undyed, but I don't know if they dyed it to make it look undyed, you know. Never know. Some of the colors didn't come out as clear. They sort of melted into each other. I kept spaces between the colors, but apparently they all travel quite a lot. I'll redo. Oh, I really love this bit. It just looks so on me. Luckily, I know what colors I used there. Yes. I can figure out what color ended up where, roughly, and I will experiment some more with some plain yarn and try out the colors that don't show right now. Probably after recording this, I will skein this up and make a photo and insert that here so you can look, so you can see what it looks like in a skein. I cannot wind it because I murdered the yarn winder dead. So much hatred towards it. Anyway, I'm going to show you some more that I dyed, but I want to show you I want to compare something. The color looks pretty even to me. because I don't, well, this is Drops Fabo, so that's, keep my face out of it, 75% wool and 25% polyamide, so nylon basically. I did also have undyed onion sock nettle yarn, which knitted up a little bit inconveniently. Anyway, but I dyed it in the same colors. This is navy and a green and then some purple, pinkish, mauve maybe, and a gray. And I wanted to show you, I think you can see the difference in the fibers right here. The nettle doesn't take the dye as well as the wool does, which I'm fine with. I like the heathered look it gives. So again, the yellow bits kind of disappeared and went to orangey. And then we have some purple and blues that mixed and matched, and some green in between. I like the green. It didn't become that bright emerald green that I don't really like. Well, the purple, it's still a teensy bit wet, so it has to dry. And this is the black with brown. And then because this was only half the knitted up stuff, I decided to just go crazy with rainbow, and I did some purple, blue, there's some green, and some yellow that actually looks quite like yellow, and with some purplish and some magenta maybe, I don't know. I know which color I used, I just don't know the name of it. Okay, my camera just stopped working because the battery went dead even though I charged it before use, so I don't know if that camera can handle filming as long as the other camera. Now I'm confused. Anyway, I know which bottle I used in the order of the bottles. I just don't know the name or the number from the top of my head. I really like how the onion nettle gives this heathered look to the dye. I will scan that up too and hopefully insert a photo here, maybe there, I don't know. That's it for Stash Up. So I have works in progress. Yes, I already showed you this a little bit. This is my my Regia Perfect sock. I'm getting somewhere. It's like almost to the second stripy part, and I think I will cheat a little, and this battery is going to die again, so I'm just not going to put a new battery in because I don't have a new battery. I'm going to switch to the other camera right now. Stupid thing. Okay, hello. This was still running, so that's easy. I just giving the other camera the evil eye. I charged both batteries before I used them, and well, one lasted 18 minutes and the other one lasted 2, so I don't know what's up with that. I can usually take a lot of photos with it, so maybe the filming takes up a lot more energy than the photo making, which would make the camera not so suitable for longer movies like this, for recording a podcast. So that's a good excuse to buy a new camera, right? No, I don't need it. I do need extra excuses to do that. Anyway, the Regia Perfect. I will cheat a little and not put in an afterthought heel, but just put in the heel when I get to that point. I'm just not going to make it harder on me. Things a little bit tangled up here. I didn't knit on the fins by the fins pattern. Forgot the name, but the yarn is Mermaid by Ribbon Knits Yarn. I didn't bring it to my weekend away. I went away for a weekend and I did not bring that, and I did not have the headspace in the time around the weekend to knit on it because I had other things and stuff to do and to prepare and whatnot. 'Cause I was being best maid on my friend's wedding. Yes. But I mentioned in the previous episode that I wanted to knit a sock with the chocolate and the mint chip yarn. So I did that. Let me put this straight on this sock blocker. And it looks gorgeous. It looks like it pretty much looks like what I had in mind. I used the chocolate mini to knit the toe, and then I helix knitted the other bits. I don't know if you can see it too well. The middle line from the minty parts is a different yarn. The minty, the outside two are the Minty Mini from the Sock Club yarn, and the inside one is a Mint Chip Mini. All yarn from Colorful Creativity, Krallalin, and all minis leftovers basically. I do need to change a little bit because I've never done any helix knitting before, and so, then of course you start with 5 strands in total and not 2, but I'm not too happy with that. I think I can fix that by taking it out a little bit and kitchening it together. With the second sock, I will spread out the connect points, the start points, a bit more. But apart from that, it's a nice long sock. It's like too long for my sock blocker. And the yarn is nice and soft. And I'm really, really pleased with how it turned out because this is what I had in mind with it. And it worked. Yay. Always nice. And do I have more work in progress? Yes, of course I have more works. I knitted a bit on the cowl cape. I got to the point where I started increases, as you can see by the rings. So it's getting pretty long. I've tried it on with a longer cable and it's nice and comfortable. I like the color. It looks like a Starry Night, so that's good. This is where I was previously, so I will now act like a good responsible podcaster and move it up here. So there. I didn't do a lot, so like maybe 3 inches, 7-8 centimeters, but I knitted on it. Progress, always good. And what else do I have? The changing staircases in here that I didn't mention. Damn it! Learn to speak. I didn't manage to finish it. And did I leave? I did knit quite a bit on it, as you can see by the little progress keeper. It's hiding over here. So I did knit a good chunk of it. still liking how it feels. It's nice and soft. I like the look, but I didn't manage to finish it before the wedding, so that was too bad. But I didn't want to push myself. I was not in that kind of pushable mood. I think I started pushing myself, and then I thought, no, not a good idea. I have another work in progress that I casted on because I am insane. I used the purple sock club yarn from Colorful Creativity, and I casted on a little toe, but it knits up so nicely. These are going to be socks for my sister. I casted them on Monday. Last Monday was October 16th, and well, that's a special day in not such a good way for us. I'm going to put this in here. Well, someone died on that day, and it's not a happy thing to talk about, and I'm almost crying already, so I am not going to talk about it anymore, but it's a special day for my sister, so I decided to cast on the socks for her on that day in a color that she loves. And they're going to be my first pair of socks that I knitted from the start for someone else that actually have a heel. I mean, I knitted a pair of socks for my nephew. They didn't have a heel in it, so I don't think that really counts. These are my first official gift socks. Yeah. Now the battery light is blinking. It's like I'm not even. How can I? Just let me see if I have batteries. I have more batteries. Be right back. I'm going to place it down. I'm back. Maybe I'll just edit this out, or maybe I'll leave it in because today is just one of those days. Maybe it's just a whole week, you know. On Tuesday, Nana got sick and we actually had to go to the vet. Normally when she can get a little sick, like everybody gets a little sick every once in a while, but it got so bad that I had to take her to the vet, and she got a shot, she got some pills, and she's fine now. She just had like the dog version of stomach flu, so it wasn't very pleasant for me either. But it's one of those weeks. And then I wanted to do some stress knitting, so I wanted to wind up that yarn, and then I murdered it dead with the. Then I murdered that stupid winder. But I did learn a new skill of hand winding my own yarn, because I think I showed you in the previous, yeah, that must have been the previous episode. I had that rainbow sock yarn and I wound it up previously and it just looked ridiculous. Insert photo here or there, I don't know. Insert photo here. And I hand wound it, and now it looks like this. And it looks so pretty hand wound. It is not good for me to hand wind. But I don't have a winder right now, so I need to get my frustration onto something. Yeah, it looks pretty. So this is what the yarn looks like when you wind it up by hand. Makes the stripes look so cool. And those were my works in progress. Finished objects. I don't have that many. I don't mind not having that many. I finished the Fable Picnic knee-high socks, but as I am wearing them, I will insert a photo so you can see that I actually did finish them, and they fit. They fit really nice. I have a pair of purple and sand socks. Let me show you. There we go. The purple yarn is, I think, an opal yarn. I bought it like 15 years ago, lost the label, I don't know. I do remember it was a sock yarn, and it didn't work for me for crochet, so I left it in the closet for a while. The brown yarn that I used for the cuff and the toe and the heel is Drops Fable Sand. And I, after the chocolate mint sock, mint chocolate chip sock, I don't know, I decided to try a helix sock with just 2 colors to see if it works, and I think it works great. I think the sand tones down the purple a little bit, the purple and the pink, and it just gives it a calm look. I use the same yarn as in my Hermione Everyday socks, and the yarn looks busier in the Hermione Everyday. And this is the same yarn, except of course for the pink toe and heel, as these stripes here. It doesn't really look like the same yarn. Maybe closer, you can see the teal right around there. I think it worked out great, the combination. And I really like the helix knitting because it makes it easier to keep on knitting. I used the Every Possible Sock pattern, and I did knit a German short row toe, so I started about there, then knitted, and then started knitting it around. I like the German short row toe. It fits my foot a bit better. Probably because it has a little extra height in the toe. I don't know exactly. But it's easy to cast on, and yeah. And I have this mini gusset thingy going on because that's the Every Possible Sock pattern. I did a 2x2 ribbing, and the length of these socks is basically perfect for me. All in all, very satisfied with my finished object. And that was all my finished objects for now. And now it's time for the giveaway of the Sheepy Sheep yarn. I'm just going to call it sheepy yarn, even though sheepy wool, even though all wool is basically sheep, because you don't call it wool when it's from an alpaca. I don't know. It's confusing. So I had 2 entries for the giveaway, which makes it a 50-50 chance if you entered. And I am now going to draw names. I'm just going to give both of you a sheepy yarn. Yeah, because I have one more in my stash. I cannot just draw a name from 2 people. I'll just give you both, 1 each. So basically, the winners are Ina Pina on Ravelry, who said that she liked, I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, Hamelnorsk Sau as a sheep, and the Craft Needle Addict, so Giella, who showed a photo of the black nose, which looks so cute. It reminds me of my favorite sheep, which my favorite sheep is Shaun the Sheep. Isn't this an awesome pillow? My boyfriend bought it for me in Germany several years ago. He had I had left my suitcase at his house, and he brought it back to me, and I just left it in a corner for a while, and then I opened it up weeks later, and he had put this pillow in, and I didn't know it was sitting there the whole time. It's a nice and soft pillow, and Sean always looks very neutral. He does not judge. Anyway, Inapina and Diala, please send me a message on Ravelry or however you please to let me know your address so I can send these to you. And then you can go knit your own rustic socks. And yeah, I hope you'll like it. Okay, so I have a question for all of you, or anyone interested in answering the question. I don't wear jumpers or jerseys or sweaters or pullovers because I don't really have any. I don't buy them. I don't really know why I don't buy them. I have long sleeve shirts, like t-shirts, but with long sleeves, same kind of material. But I don't really have something that covers my torso and my arms, basically in thick fabric. I do see a lot of nice knitting patterns for jumpers, pullovers, whatever, and I really want to knit some, but I'm afraid that if I knit one and then wear it, it will be too hot or something. A cardigan I can take off. It's like I can cool down a little and I can put it back on because my temperature just does not stay the same during the day. And I can put a shawl over it or take the shawl off when it gets too warm. But it kind of feels like if I put on a pullover, I'd be taking it off and putting it on the whole time, but maybe not, because in my mind, you sort of wear a bra, a top, a t-shirt, and then a pullover, but maybe you can leave out part of those items underneath. I don't know if I should spend time knitting a pullover, which I would really like to do, and then have it not be something I wear. So, what are your thoughts on pullovers? Do you wear them? How do you wear them? When do you explicitly not wear them? I spend a lot of time inside my house. I walk the dog, I go buy groceries, and that's basically it. Will it be too warm inside to wear a pullover? But I wear cardigans and shawls, so maybe not. So for now, I'm thinking maybe I should just try it and knit a breathing space, because I really like how that looks, with Drops Baby Alpaca Silk, like the shawl, which is supposedly keeping you cool when it's hot and keeping you warm when it's cold because of the silk alpaca combination. I don't know. I like the yarn, so the yarn is not a problem. It feels very soft to my skin. I love alpaca. I cannot help it. I cannot deny. I know some people don't, but I just alpaca all the way, for me. And maybe I should just knit it, and if it turns out I'm not wearing it, well, then I guess my sister gets a present or something. Hi sis. I know she's not watching. She's too busy with the baby and getting her phone stolen by her son to watch Fireman Sam. So, anyway, I would love to hear what you have to say about that. Let me know if you have some ideas about pullover, sweater, jumper, jerseys. Should I maybe start with short sleeves or whatever? Does it get warmer when it gets tighter? I'm guessing DK weight versus fingering weight makes the DK weight warmer, worsted warmer. I don't know which fibers make really warm garments and which don't. It's all too confusing for me, so I need your help. Please help me. You're all knitters or knitter fans, or you know these things. I just don't know. Anyway, I would appreciate any tips or ideas you have on the subject. Let me know any which way you like. Okay, so I guess that is it for today. I am going to make myself a hot chocolate because it is raining outside and it's hot chocolate weather. Yeah. And skein up some yarn. So, happy knitting. See you next time. Bye bye.